Hello again, this is Spencer Colgan, your wallpaper installer, and welcome to my wallpaper television show. What I want to show you today is a typical problem with fabric back vinyl. This is commercial wallpaper. It's 20-ounce vinyl. It's really good stuff. It's the stuff that you see in hotels and commercial places that really stand up to time and also abuse. But with that comes a very thick wallpaper. And this wallpaper, in order for it to lay down, that's the terminology used in the trade, several factors have to be used in order to make sure that the paper goes where you want it to go and stays down, called laying down. So now if you see, if the camera can move over here and just focus in on this thing right here. Just let the folks watching at home see this bulge. If you pan it from this angle, you'll see a bulge. And I want to tell you that when the paper was installed, this was not an issue. It wasn't part of the, it wasn't a problem. It was hanging nicely. But I've waited for a day and I've determined that it's not going to lay down. The glue has dried behind it. Although I must tell you that in order for your wallpaper to manifest a problem, you really have to wait 72 hours. You can't say the next day, oh, there's a little bubble, there's a buckle. In certain cases, yes. In home grade wallpaper, yes, if you have a bubble, address it immediately, because once that dries up, it's more problematic than something like this. Now, it's beyond 72 hours, so now we have to take this plan B. Plan A would be simply to move some of the glue like this from another region of the wallpaper and push it down. And you'll see that it does stick down, but it doesn't stay. So now we're gonna go to plan B. And what I wanna show you is something that is a little dangerous to do, but also very necessary. This is an actual tool that vets use for animals such as pigs and horses. And you can get this at your local feed store, unless you're living in a city. You would probably have to acquire one of these through your local vet. Not an expensive tool, but it's necessary. If you look closely, you can see that the puncture, the point at which the metal punctures the surface, is a very thick opening. Thick enough for us to let glue come out of it. So I filled the syringe with glue. I put a ½ ounce of glue in it, and what I'm going to do is penetrate the wallpaper, preferably at a seam, but we don't have a seam here. So what I want to show you is that this wallpaper is designed perfectly and purposely for this reason. You will not see any of the holes that have to be made by the wallpaper installer. Now, this is not something your wallpaper installer is going to tell you. But this is what the wallpaper installer does when there's a problem with your wallpaper. And you simply penetrate the area with the syringe and you fill it up with glue. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to strategically place the syringe underneath so that my penetration will be upward, so that when you're standing above this wallpaper, you won't see it. I'm already in. In fact, I'm right near, I'm gonna fill this up without disrupting the rest of this, just where it's coming out. I'm just gonna fill it up. See how the syringe gets it in the area? I have my penetration here. Now you're not cutting into the wallpaper, you're just opening it up. And where you sever, where it opens, it goes right back. So that you're never really seeing the problem. So don't worry about putting a hole in the wallpaper, all right? And give it a good push. Now, I'm going to manually move that around because something is dry in there, okay? Now, I can already see it laying down. Can you bring the camera over here so that they can see? Okay, now, I manually moved it, pushing that glue around. I want to wipe it off. This stuff cleans very easily. You can already see that it's laying down. But guess what? I'm going to go another step to ensure that this doesn't come off again. This doesn't happen. Because the last thing you need when you install wallpaper is a callback. Especially if the job is a distance away. See, even though it's at a seam, you wanna use the syringe because it's not just at the seam. It's also to the left of the seam, okay? So, see, this tool is actually dispersing the glue or diffusing the glue into the entire region. Now I take my palm, I'm taking my palm, and because it's a hard part of my hand, and I'm moving that all around. And you can't do that. You can't get the glue in there without the syringe, even if it's at a seam, because here's why. You don't want to pull the thing all the way back. The syringe allows you to arrest the pulling back of the wallpaper and getting the glue right at the point at which it's attached. And you couldn't do that without any other device, except if you used a brush, but that's an impractical thing, especially if it's not at a seam. So that's how you do it, all right? You wipe it down good. Again, pressure, circular motion, and not just in the same area. I'm putting a circular pressure on it all around. And there you have it. Now, you show them the whole view of the thing. This is Spencer Colgan. You can reach me at 813-666-7002 or at www.spencercolgan.com. Check out my YouTube channel. This is probably where you're watching me anyway, but I'm on Instagram as well. Spencer Colgan YouTube channel. And if you don't mind, please leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Tell me what you think. How do you do it? How did you do it? Tell me if it works for you, if you have a bubble in your vinyl. Even in thin wallpaper, such as the stuff we use in bathrooms, typically in bathrooms and kitchens or in hallways and houses, you can do this anywhere, okay? But the more delicate the wallpaper is, the more careful you have to be. So let me just give you a little tip. This is good for commercial vinyl, but if you're dealing with something in your kitchen where you're right on top of it at your table, you're not gonna use a syringe point this thick. You're gonna get the smaller one. This is the thickest, okay? Because I need a lot of glue in this, all right? But if you're using something at home, you wanna go with a smaller one. You have to make a judgment call. You would see this in like a white wallpaper, something where, you know, you would choose a dark color to insert this into, you know? And so with this, I don't have to worry about what color I'm inserting it into. There's so many grooves in this, I could lose the needle point at anywhere I put it. But if you're dealing with something on a very light colored wallpaper and you have varying colors, choose a point at which it's dark. That's all. That's my tip for you. Thanks for watching. Remember to make a comment on the video and click on like and subscribe to my channel. And do me a favor, one last thing. Click on that little bell over here so that you can get all of the videos that I make after this. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.